So welcome to Breathe and Journey. I'm just holding space for Sharon Harvey, who is traveling the world this week, but she's left us with a wonderful video, and that's what we're going to use. So just setting the space and declaring this space of sacred ground of sovereignty, surrounding us here in the circle with that four-fold cocoon of red rock, galactic guardian circles of the hitchhiker shield and of the hazmat suit. And we place that around Sharon as she travels, around our friend Lynn, who is working to stay stable into a vitality wellness state. And all those who would normally be with us who can't today, we ask that that same cocoon be around them and be placed in the hands of our divine good team that can dissolve what seems impossible and open doors where there were weren't any. And we so declare it for our circle and beyond into the world. And so it is. So let's just place ourselves in the circle. I'm not sure how Sharon usually does it, but we'll just do it this way, where you are on the planet, and any that you want to place in that circle of divine good for healing, just number, and then we'll get into our breathing journey. So Sharon Raji here, Whidbey Island, 32 people in our into that circle, as well as the entire conglomeration, the entire collective that we see as Russia and Ukraine, which is way beyond Russia and Ukraine. And that's what I am holding for the circle today. And let's pass to Cinda.
I'm Cinda. I am currently in Stevenson, Washington at one of our vacation rental homes, and I'd like to bring in two people in particular with one situation that involves both of them. And I would like to, are we bringing in the concept or a thought, Sharon? I'm sorry, or peace of mind. So, and Angelique.
Thank you. From the Netherlands, I say hello to you both and happy to see you. And yeah, we're traveling through a really strange time, really hectic in Europe. It's really hectic here. And so I bring in this situation for the highest good situation from Ukraine and Europe and Russia. And I also bring in another situation from my personal family members, and there are 10 people in this circle, especially. And if I can mention as one group, huge group of all the people who had to fly from their homes and have to start again all over again, and while their husbands are fighting and they are living with their children. The mothers and the grandmothers and the children are leaving first, foreign countries where they have to start all over again. And yeah, I'm thinking of them and send them light and love. So yeah, that's it. So my quality for today is love and light.
Another thing I want to put into the circle today is the elimination, dismantling of what has been in place for eons, and that is the outsiders programming, broadcasting to turn women against each other, especially powerful women who are making a difference, to scatter, to break up, to dissipate their building. And I place that insidious network into this circle 2 for elimination. So all that we have placed in that circle in individual situations is held with multitudes in the unseen. Following our declaration that there be peace, there be light, there be love, there be solution, and there be a removal of agendas that have caused and created this. And so it is for today. Okay, so I'm just going to start. I'm just going to share my screen. For some reason, my network is, I don't know, it's usually pretty good. It's been a little bit wonky in the last little while. So I'm hoping that if it freezes, bear with me. But I'm going to share my screen, which enables me then to share Sharon's recording. So here we go on our journey. Get comfortable. I'm going to lay down kind of. If you want to turn off your screen, you can, and I'm gonna, here we go. Okay, there it is.
Me, Sharon Harvey Alexander here, breathing coach and wellness educator from Colorado. And I teach and train from the book, Learning to Breathe, Learning to Live, Simple Tools to Invigorate Your Life and Alleviate Stress. And I think that name is a little bit different. I am not in my home office today, and I am offering this session for you in the hopes that it helps you find your sense of calm, learn to ground your energy into Mother Earth, and let it flow with ease and grace by cultivating a relationship with your breath. The breath is the secret to well-being. Our breath is a reflection of the way we're living. And when we cultivate a relationship with our breath, we can then rely on that. We can turn to it. We can fall back on it anytime we need to find center, anytime we need to turn inward to find guidance. And as we practice, as we tend to the breath over time, it gets easier and easier. There are 3 main points that I would like to highlight before guiding you into a breath practice that will take you into a journeying experience as well, where I hope you will gain insight today as to the energy present in your unique and particular female bodysuit, and gain insights into the qualities that are important to you as you move through this lifetime in your particular female, in your particular bodysuit as that beautiful, life-enhancing, life-promoting, creative, joyful female energy. The 3 points to consider in the process of cultivating a beneficial relationship with your breath are nose breathing, soft belly, and tender ease. Let's explore those a little bit. The first one, nose breathing. If you can, and whenever you can, breathe through the nose. This is something that I have been playing with now for over 15 years. And I use it in everything I do. I remember the day that I decided to go on a bike ride and only breathe through my nose. I remember exactly where I was. I remember the temperature of the air, the tall cottonwood trees along the road where I was riding. Breathing through the nose facilitates relaxation. There's a whole science behind that I won't get into. Breathing through the nose is the way we are meant to get air into the lungs because it filters and warms it, and it brings more oxygen into our bodies compared to breathing through the mouth. The mouth is here to take food and drink in to start the digestion process. It is not really the orifice that breath is meant to flow through. So if you can, begin to nose breathe and just see what you notice. You can always reach out and let me know. And then the second one is soft belly. So many of us have been taught for very many reasons to hold our belly in, to keep a tight belly for aesthetic reasons, for athletic reasons. We're going to throw that advice out the window when you are practicing breathing. The beautiful thing about breath is it continues whether we think about it or not. The breath is always coming in and going out, even when our mind is busy in thoughts, ruminating or planning, or whatever we do with the mind, the breath continues. The heart continues to beat. Gratitude for that heartbeat, gratitude for the breath. And when we slow down, when we take a few moments to get quiet, and we simply observe our breath, that's the first step in cultivating a beautiful and life-promoting, supportive relationship with your breath. And I invite you to soften your belly as you breathe. So we'll play with this today. That third point, tender ease, those are two words that I just heard from a friend after he facilitated a week-long retreat on consciousness. And that's exactly the relationship we want to have with our breath if we are seeking that sense of ease, safety, security, and well-being in our own lives. So we don't want to force any practice, any way of breathing. We don't want to berate ourselves or talk negatively about how we are or aren't breathing. Yes, the breath is a reflection of the life we're living. And there's the possibility of cultivating a relationship with your breath that is tender and easy, that is comfortable and nourishing. This may take time. I work with people who struggle to do this. So you're always ready, you're always welcome to reach out to me if you have questions. Let's begin a practice for today, and this is something you can take with you and use anytime. First, I invite you to bring yourself into a place that is safe, where you will be uninterrupted for the next 20 to 30 minutes. If you can find a way to eliminate distractions, and then seat yourself comfortably, or you could lie down if you wanted to. In another practice, we will work lying down. So sitting or lying down today, and if you're sitting, feel free to sit back in the chair and take a moment to bring your attention downward and sense your seat in the chair. Uncross your ankles and allow your feet to rest on the floor if that's possible. Nothing to struggle with, nothing to force. So if it's possible, you're sitting back, you're sensing the support behind you, beneath you, your feet are resting comfortably on the floor. I invite you to soften your gaze now. You don't need to watch me necessarily. You could even turn your video off if you wanted to. You can listen and do your best to follow along with my voice as I guide. So if you feel safe and it's comfortable to close your eyes, you may do that now, or simply turn them down as if you were gazing toward the nose, as if you were gazing over your nose toward the floor. Softening the eyes, so we're turning off the sense of sight for the time being to heighten other senses, to heighten our inner awareness. I invite you to relax the jaw, soften the forehead all the way out to the temples. Can you imagine softening the crown of your head? And again, sensing into your seat, your foundation. Let it grow steady, as if anchors were moving down through the sit bones toward the earth, down through the feet. As if you could surrender the weight of your body, surrender any effort to the earth, surrender to the pull of gravity. Sitting comfortably, eyes closed if that feels safe to you. Breathing through the nose if that's comfortable and easy to do. And if it's not, let's have the intention of cultivating that ability over time. Scan through your body now with the intention of releasing any pockets of tension. From head to toe, I will let you do this at your own pace, in your own way. Scanning your awareness, your attention through the body, from head, through neck and shoulders, torso and hips, legs and feet. Looking for any unnecessary tension or holding, and letting that go, if you can. You might even imagine breathing into pockets of tension, a tight neck or shoulders, wherever you might notice that, breathing into it and imagining letting it go as you breathe out. When you finish that, when you finish scanning through the body, seeking and releasing tension, I invite you, with your mind's eye, with your awareness, to follow the breath out, to follow each exhalation to the end now. Take your time. The breath will come back in on its own. Let's follow the exhalation, follow the breath out, all the way to the end. 2 more times. Taking your time to breathe in, following breath, letting it travel all the way out to the end. letting that go for a moment, knowing that the out breath can be used as a release valve. So if you are tense or stressed or flustered or frustrated or anxious, actually sighing out a big audible release of breath can help transform that, can help transform those feelings, those experiences of dis-ease. Out breath as a release valve. So 3 times now, I invite you to take a big breath in through your nose and open your mouth wide and breathe out through the mouth. This is the only time I'll invite you to breathe out through your mouth. Go ahead and do it now, and you can be animated, audible, big mouth open. Shake your body and just notice what happens. Do that 3 times, please. You may feel a little more anchored, grounded. You may feel a little softer, like you have released something. Maybe you feel a little silly, and that's okay. Play with this. Play with this at home another day. Play with this in the car. Play with this on a walk in the park. Out breath as release out. Again, with the mind's eye, bring your attention to the breath and simply observe now your breath moving in and out. The breath moving in through the nose and down into the lungs, filling the lungs, and then traveling back up through the throat and out the nose as you exhale. Simply observe. You don't need to modify, manipulate, or change the breath in any way. Connecting with your breath. And as thoughts enter the mind, thoughts that want to pull your attention somewhere else, distractions, you can acknowledge that. Yes, that's going to continue to happen, especially as we grow quieter in our body and mind. The breath, we will notice these thoughts with more detail. Acknowledge the thoughts, and then if you can, let them go. Like clouds in the sky, and let them pass by. They will be there at a later time to attend to. Continue to bring your attention back to your breath. And this is the training to simply observe our breath. And if you do this just a few minutes every day, it'll get easier and easier. Not too long, not too little, not too much, just enough. I call it the Goldilocks principle, finding that right effort as you learn to connect with the life-giving qualities associated with each breath. Following your breath now. If it's comfortable, I invite each of you to place one or both hands on your belly, just below your ribs. Maybe slightly above or over the navel. Or one hand could be above the navel, one hand could be below. And I invite you to move your belly now as you breathe. You may have to physically expand it, consciously expand your belly like you're blowing up a ball or a balloon in the belly when you inhale. And consciously contract it, draw belly towards spine each time you exhale. Please do this a few times now. Make it a little more dramatic, noticeable than you might do later. Expanding belly. When you inhale and fill the lungs, imagine the lungs moving down into the belly and it expands out. And then the belly contracts as the air moves up and out from the lungs, out through the nose. This is another act, another effort you can play with off camera later, is cultivating that tender ease in the movement of your belly as you breathe. Something to play with later and just see how it develops over time. And now, let all that go. I invite you to rest back. Let any effort go, any thought, any judgment about this practice. Rest for a moment. Simply breathe in an easy, gentle way through the nose. Take a moment to appreciate your body, to appreciate this bodysuit that you travel in through this lifetime. Thank you, body, for carrying me through each and every day. Thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you, lungs, for filling and emptying the air. Thank you, organs, for digesting, and all the rest that happens in this miraculous suit carrying your soul, your feminine energy. If it's comfortable, your eyes are softly closed. You feel the support behind you and beneath you. Your breath is moving with ease. It's moving smoothly, comfortably, all the way in, all the way out. And I invite you to ask the question, pose the question, who is it that has come into this female body? Who is it? Does an answer pop up? Does something pop up? What comes to mind? What do you notice? When you pose the question in this relaxed state, who is it that has come into this female bodysuit? Are there labels? Are there names? Is there a feeling, an experience? What information are you getting? What's arising? An answer to this question. And become curious, ask yourself, what are the qualities of experience? What are the experiences? What are the qualities and the type of experience that I want to have through this bodysuit? What quality of experience do I know can be mine? Can I have while abiding in this bodysuit? We will take some quiet time now to ponder the information coming to you from another source in answer to these questions. And can you find this experience in your breath? So what quality of experience do you want to have in or through this bodysuit? Find that in your breath now. Develop that relationship with your breath now. Taking just a few moments now to open and receive information as we sit quietly. I will call you back in just a few moments. Taking just another moment or two to query into your experience of what is possible for you through this body in this lifetime. If at any time you become uncomfortable or distracted, simply guide your attention back to your breath. Follow your breath as it moves in and out from your body. Cultivating an experience of tender ease as you sit for just a couple more minutes, breathing with awareness. Slowly bringing your attention back to the body. Sense into the points of contact between your body and the surface behind or beneath you. Keeping the eyes closed if that's comfortable as you sense into the space around you. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Bring to mind some of the objects in the room around you. And then bring your attention to the body once again, to the breath. And cultivate gratitude for your breath and your body and the space around you. And when you're ready, before you open your eyes, just notice how you're feeling. Notice what your experience is right now. Perhaps label that, give it a word or two. And if you'd like to, you could even say some kind words, mentally repeat a kind phrase, a word, a string of words, something kind to yourself. Could be, I love you. Could be, I am cherished and held. It could be, I am calm and confident. I am joyful, full of delight. Whatever it is, craft a few words to mentally repeat now as a gift, as an offering to yourself, to this energy that resides in your body. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come back And we'll end today's practice by simply folding the hands at the heart, bowing the head. I thank you for being here. Namaste and aho. Until next time. Ciao. Hello and welcome today. Thank you
Whoa,
for
I
joining
thought I
me,
had turned that
Sharon,
off.
Harvey.
There we go, starting again. Hello, everyone. So she certainly closed it. If there's anything else, anything you'd want to share before we close this part of it, let's just open the floor for that. Is that okay? So Cinda, is anything you'd want to share?
I was so relaxed, and that worked really well with her recording. That was the first time I've seen it. I've heard you say that, but anyway, and something I was sort of just doing her breath work as I was looking out towards over the river. Something caught my eye, and there was a mouse, the exact color of our tile floor in here, that had scurried its way across the floor. Point being, I think that I was so calm and in such a state of being that, yeah, the mouse didn't even know I was here. It just came out and like, and then I was able to get up and wrap it in a towel even and toss it outside. But I just thought, how fascinating that I'm sitting here and all these one wild animal presents itself. I just thought, that's when you know you're in a really state of calm. That was beautiful. I really like the idea of being able to use a recording. It didn't take any away from the process for me. Angelique.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a beautiful, soothing journey. Really, really soothing and soft. And I love breathing through the nose. I do that often. Every night when I go to sleep, I use my breath extra, taking care of my nose breathing, and as much as I think about it in the daytime as well. And it's really quieting indeed. And I feel calm and quiet and happy as far as that is possible in these circumstances. But it's like, I feel I have more overview, like not, the focus has changed. The focus has changed. There's more overview. And it feels good. Really good. And then my neighbor started with her centrifuge from the washing machine. And you can click that off, that sound. It's totally not important, but it's like things pass by, really passing by. And it feels good. So thank you. Thank you. And it's beautiful to have it on a tape as well. It's really clear, and well, Sharon tells everything so quiet, and so she really takes you on a journey, and it's wonderful. I love that. Yeah, thank you. Well, Sharon.
Yeah, it was really interesting to open up when she said, "Who is it that's in your body? Who is that?" In a new way, a different way. That was very powerful. And it is really, I think it opens possibilities, knowing that if someone is hosting or facilitating a circle monthly, weekly, or whatever it is, that doesn't tie them from doing what might also be part of their life, because we can record. This is the first time we've used that particular recording. So it's new, but we could use it, a month down the road, and the information is still valid. So it really, I think, opens possibilities, knowing that what's recorded can fill in if the facilitator is, otherwise, otherwise called. So thank you all for being here. We'll
Can
see.
I ask something totally different, Sharon? I cannot enter in the bundle, in the monthly bundle. I cannot open it. Is there maybe another link? Do you have a link?
You've already registered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what we ought to do is either set up a time, or I don't know if you have time right now to sit, because I don't know what is the problem. So maybe we'll let Cinda go and I'll stop the recording and
Okay.
talk about that. Is that okay?
Sure, yes, thank you.
Cinda, but you're mute. Cinda, but you're mute. You're muted.
I have a question I'd like to ask too. So after the recording is stopped.
Turn it off.